Amaya And are we doing 76? Yeah, 76? 76, just the next page.
77?
Or do you want to do a, you could do another one, I don't know.
Who's gonna say? Come on.
Me? I can sing, yes. I can sing. I'm a teacher, I can do teaching. So I'll read them, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jaya Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Very good. You learned a new song.
I'm learning this
Just take your time.
I'm going to be a teacher and a singer.
That's the spirit.
Como no sé exactamente. Es que no sé.
We have to observe that
Sí.
to Lavanya.
Tengo que verificarlo.
Ya cantaron Vaishnava Thakur? Vaishnava Thakur?
Who wants to hear a heavy? I'll just do it. Heavy song. It's a heavy song.
Which one? 78.
78.
Page 78.
No, heavy song. It is. Do you know?
78.
78?
Yes. Oh he Vaishnava Thakura Dojara Sagara Edase Karuna Kori Oh he Vaishnava Thakura Dojara Sagara Edase Karuna Kori Ya Patakai Todo he Amare Kumara Charana Kori Ya Patakai Todo he Amare Kumara Charana Kori Jaya Dosha Sori Jaya Guna Devura Se Jaya Nahi pae goro Hari Nama Sankirtane Kaki Nahi pae goro Hari Nama Sankirtane Tune kripa kore Shradhave Tojija Kripa kore Shradhave Krishna Krishna bole Ami to kandan Krishna Krishna bole Jaita bhapashe bhashe Ami to kandan Krishna Krishna bole Jaita bhapashe bhashe Ami dhai tab bhashe bhashe Krishna Dhana Bhavarate Jai Tabo Bhashe Bhashe Krishna Dhana Bhavarate Jai Tabo Bhashe Bhashe Tune Mila
sing? Do you read English? Very important song, actually. So.
We can read English.
Yeah, let's read English. Gopal, you start?
Yes. O my Lord, O Vaishnava, ocean of grace, kindly be gracious to this servitor. Bestow the shade of your holy feet. Purify me. I clasp your holy lotus feet.
Subjugate the 6 urges, rectify the 6 defects, bestow the 6 good qualities upon the servitor. Please grant me the 6 kinds of saintly association. I sit at your feet, aspiring for that association.
On my own, I have no strength to chant the holy name in congregation. Kindly be pleased to bestow a drop of faith in my heart, giving me treasure of Lord Krishna's name.
Krishna is yours. You can give him. You have the power to do so. I, who am bereft, calling Krishna, Krishna, I'm running desperately behind you.
The 6 urges, the 6 urges are those of speech, the mind, anger, the tongue, the belly, and the genitals. The 6 faults are overeating, or collecting more monetary funds than required, overindulging for material objectives, unnecessary talking about mundane affairs, being attached to or too neglectful of spiritual rules and regulations, association with worldly-minded persons, and lusting after mundane achievements.
Yeah, go on.
The 6 good qualities are enthusiasm, patience, confidence, and determination to perform activities favorable to devotional service, the resolution to abandon the association of non-devotees, and the discipline required to always follow in the footsteps of the predecessor acharyas. The 6 kinds of saintly association are offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasadam and offering prasadam.
So, wow, this is like something very, very important. And I think one of the most important thing is having association with like-minded. So the association of people who are materialistic and we associate with them, then nothing good can come from them.
We can become one of them, yeah.
So with their association, materialistic, like Gopal said also something very nice. He said, I have many friends in Europe, I can visit, but I have no taste for that. I mean, what do I do then with that? Where are we going to? What are we talking about? And that is like some, say, some confident steps that if we are aspiring to be a sincere devotees, that we say, okay, like all these people who talk and overeat and over-endeavor and, you know, like, are so attached about what they have and how they're bragging about themselves. I'm done with that. Maybe I cannot do that completely because I have family and something like that, but I don't want to waste my time anymore. I want to learn. I want to cultivate good qualities in myself. I want to go for the spiritual wealth, what is in me, in everybody, and you know, let AI be what they are. But I want to go for the quintessence of reality. The quintessence is the pure, most concentrated form of reality, which is Krishna. That's a good goal to go for, right? 56.
Teenies.
Vibhavali Shesha Aloka Pradesha Nirajali Uttati
Avibhavali Shesha Lokapradesa Nidrachari Yuddha
start reading, Vera?
Sure.
Yeah? Or do you want to sing some? What is the time?
It's 15 to 1. Después hablamos. Necesito organizarme, que está ocupado.
Let me bring that table for the people.
Sachi de ki ja.
Rumors about the
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'm very impressed about Ross. Ross, he said he changed his job and he's going to, he said, he's going to instruct like electronica to the students in the college, but he said, I will also teach them about spiritual life. And then and then he said, I'm inspired to do this. It's a new job, college, teaching the students, and I will tell them about spiritual life. And I thought, wow, this is so nice. And then we were talking about AI, how that is influencing the world. And that is indeed, and we use AI. I hear also devotees use AI and for spiritual purposes. But then Sri Govinda Maharaj says, this is not the end, because now they will do as they are God, and they will, thinking, oh, we can do it better than God. So they will also, besides the AI and the information that we get about subject matters, all the knowledge in the world, they will also interfere with creation. So they will interfere with cloning, with, how to make things different in the body as it is meant for, in a natural way. So for us to continue on our spiritual path, to see we are biological, natural beings, no doubt, covered by illusion, because we made the wrong choice to say, okay, my Lord, now we want to enjoy without you. And then the Lord, in this inferior manifestation, is the shadow manifestation of the spiritual world, he created a very wonderful place for us, actually, where we can, through tests and challenges and obstacles, we can learn about our real self in a quick time or lifetimes. He said, whatever you can do, you try to develop Krishna consciousness. But the lighthouses in the world of faith, which are the agents of the spiritual world, they come to us, the gurus. They say, no, come, make it, be sincere. Do your examinations in this world, but be sincere. See, in your natural development in the world, in your life of karma, you see, where am I making the wrong choices and where can I make better choices? Where can I go from my lower self to my higher self? And that is in some wonderful way actually very mysterious way, we see the lower planes of, you read it in the bhajans, the addictions, of overeating, of intoxication, of greed, of lust, of over accumulating things, like whole how do you say this, depots where they save all your stuff, where you can storage houses. They're full of storage that people never will use. And on Amazon they buy again other things. And it's all, it's all excessive. It's not really what we... This is not what we really need. We have a hole in our heart because love has not really gone the way that we thought it would be. And that is also a lesson. We want for that love that is eternal and what is always existing. And that can only be in the association with God, with the loving Lord. Because all people, they're all well-willing and they're good persons and good meaning, but they're all shackled. They're all also same as us, chained to the illusory energy of the material world. But we get a wonderful opportunity by the sadhus who have come, and by especially Sriman Mahaprabhu. He is Radha and Krishna combined in Kali Yuga. So he wants to help us, to get us out of the suffering plane. Like, come to me. You be humble with your karma. You will tolerant with your karma. Give honor to others, because we're all full of ego. We cannot take anything. The flame of anger is right ignited in any little thingy. So the inner resilience we have to practice, the inner calm, the inner life. That is spiritual life. That we are not, that we can endure happiness, unhappiness, heat, cold, happiness, unhappiness, victory, defeat, all these things we will calm like a flame in the wind. We will not waver. That is what we learn, that if something happens and we are inflamed by something, by anger or by sadness, we endure, because they say happiness is not happiness like happy time. Happiness is when we can endure everything. That is happiness. Endure everything what comes in our path. Now I have searched for some things. That is from Brahma Samhita, and the quintessence of reality, the beautiful. Quintessence means the most condensed form of purity and truth. That is Krishna. And here it starts. It's a book that Mahaprabhu brought from South India for the devotees. And it starts with, we all know that verse. Vera knows. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karuna Karunam. The Supreme Lord, the embodiment of truth, consciousness and joy, is Govinda, Krishna. He is beginningless, the origin of all that be, and the cause of all causes. Let that sink in. He is the origin of everything. And everything that happens to everybody in this room and everybody in the world, He is the cause for helping us to come back to Him. Then, even though it's sometimes a bit tough, always playing the flute,
his eyes like blooming lotus petals, his head adorned with a peacock feather, his beautiful form the hue of a blue cloud, with the unique beauty that charms millions of cupids. The primeval Lord Govinda do I adore. Around his neck is a garland of forest flowers, swinging to and fro, and adorned with a peacock feather locket, his flute held in hands, adorned with jewel bracelets. He who eternally revels in pastimes of love, whose charming threefold curved form, Shyamasundar, is his eternal feature. That primeval Lord Govinda do I adore. Maybe we remember that song of George Harrison. You know George Harrison?
Yeah.
Beatles.
The Beatles, yeah. The one of the four Beatles who adopted Krishna consciousness as his, until the end, as his, how do you say, as his Lord of love, of his adored Lord, beloved Lord, until the end of his life. And he actually, with his songs, songs which are interesting to look into, he made many devotees. Many devotees came to Krishna consciousness because of his songs. Do you know his songs, Rira? Yeah. Hey, Tarit Krishna. Dandavat. Very nice. So that is from Sri Brahma Samhita, the glories of the wonderful beauty of Krishna, the wonderful, qualities. And he is not a Lord who is sitting on a throne and who is giving good and bad judgment. He is a playing Lord. He wants to play. He wants to have pastimes of love with his devotees that the devotees cannot see anymore that he is the Lord. He doesn't care to be Lord. He doesn't care to be Bhagavan with all the opulence. He wants to play a pastimes of love. And love is what's driving in this world, in that world. Love will always be the driving force of everything. And what is love? How can love come about? By self-sacrifice, by sacrificing. And that is also our path of die to live. Like we can, in sacrifice, in self-abnegation, there cannot come any fault. There cannot come any nastiness, because you sacrifice yourself to see where can I serve, where can I help, where can I be of any doing good. That is the whole process of us also, to get out of the way. To get out of the way. Like not thinking, but I'm not agreeing with this, or I'm not to say, sometimes you have to make decisions. Sometimes there are guidelines and senior devotees who and our Paramahamsa gurus, they have set some guidelines where we should abide by. But not to think that our opinion is so important. Who cares about our opinion, isn't it? Don't we have that realization already, Ross? Who cares about our opinion, right? So, to think, okay, humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, and not expecting any honor for ourselves, chant the holy name, coming to the temple. In that way, the coverings of our love for God is dormant. And we have to get rid of the covers by doing service, by coming to the temple, see what we can do, associating with the devotees, singing the beautiful songs in the bhajans, taking prasadam. In that way we will transition from illusionary, material, egoistic life to a life of love, to a life of service, to a life of adoration for the Lord and all His dearmost. So I have some things that I thought, well, see how what would be appropriate to read. Is there any question or any addition of what we are talking about, Ross? Vera?
Just, you know, when you were mentioning the song of Vaishnava Thakur, it's talking about the senses. Something that came to mind is, it said even a king who has unlimited or lots of wealth, he still only has one stomach.
Yeah.
He can only eat what the stomach, he can only fill his stomach and that's it. So even if you have lots of wealth, your ability to enjoy is still capped with a limit. You can manipulate it a little bit, but still there's a limit. So that came to mind.
Exactly, that's a very good point, very, very important point, that actually we are more fortunate than the king. Because with all his, all his attributes and all his resources in which he has to, he has to duties to perform, and every day we can apply our Krishna consciousness. We can chant wherever we are, in the temple or in the house. We can take the beats, we can read. We have to read the wonderful books of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. The whole temple is full of wealth. The wealth is in the books, because Krishna is revealing himself there. That little bit of knowledge and happiness we have received, and we have searched in life and we have found it. We don't have to look anywhere anymore because we have found it. There's nothing better than Krishna consciousness. We are convinced, right? I mean, it just cannot be better. But we are dealing with the unlimited infinite. So his love, his expansions, his fine and more subtle attributes, they will make us so happy to learn, to read about that, to learn about that. It is an infinite ocean of nectar, infinite nectar. You think, wow, I have that. And I'm not very clever. I'm not I'm wasting a lot of time. But that little bit that I read, that I think it's all the time something new. All the time is fresh. And even the things that we heard already before, they're transcendental, so they have some spark of dynamic and aliveness to it. So this is one of the classes that have been given, and it's about actually faith. We are giving our attention to the root of the problem. So, what is the root of the problem? Anybody? The root, what is the root of our problem here in the material world? Prabhu, give Prabhu please. The root of the problem is that we are in illusion. And therefore, say, mistakes in us. That is, we are in illusion, we have imperfect senses, like we think but it's imperfect, like animals can hear better or see farther in the night. Imperfect senses. Then we make mistakes, right? Oh no, it is like this. And then we see later, oh no, it's not like that, I made a mistake. And we have a tendency to cheat. So we have to give attention to the root of the problem. Ignorance is the problem. We are covered by ignorance. We don't even, know certain things. Our lack of spiritual consciousness, to be aware, to be awake. I'm soul, it's everywhere. Krishna is in control. Krishna is everywhere. And I'm here to do something, have some conscious about the situation and do some good with the situation. In the absolute picture of things, this is a very small thing. What of it? What to speak of a world war? I heard also, like, for example, the Himalayas in our planet. They are very big to us. But in a spiritual consciousness, that's very small. They almost cannot see it. It's all this, what we see with our senses and our mind makes some story about it, that is not a reality. That is not a reality. The reality is that Krishna is in control. Krishna is there. Krishna is in us. He is our own. He is more our own than anybody can be our own. He's in us. So, what is the illusion? What is the root of the problem? That all these things that we see, if we see in the tree there is a soul, in the bird is a soul, and they coming from Krishna, they manifesting in that form, in their evolution in the journey of their life. And we have a form of a human being, what is a very high form. But it is covered. So now we are on the path of uncovering that, becoming awake, awakening our dormant love for God. The love of God is the highest goal eventually for everybody, that we can see, wow, the Lord is so good, so much grace to everybody, devotees, non-devotees. The grace of the Lord is on everybody. He's all the time there. And we have to awake that dormant love for him. And then that is, if we have that is the beginning of that we want to do good, that we want to be better, that we want to become purified because we love him so much. And we know he is the most important being everywhere and permitting everything. So our love for him is a natural thing. Is our natural, say, constitutional position of having this soul. We are living so much in a world of our senses to have pleasurable sense experience. Then this is intolerable. Or Gurma said, what to speak of a world war. The plane of the senses is all engaging with this temporary plane, this material, mortal plane. It is not a plane to put your bets on. We have seen the wildfires in Los Angeles. At once, everything is gone, what they had. Everything is just gone. Maybe for a devotee would be not to minimize sadness and pain, but for a devotee who is busy with cultivating inner wealth, not too much cultivating what I put in my house, what art I will buy to invest to show other people that I have, interesting taste or whatever. In the material world, it is a big show off of all these things that we have in the house, or how we speak, or how we dress, or anyway. So for the devotee is already in a plane of cultivating what is in myself. How can I cultivate my inner wealth from lower nature to higher nature? Okay. This engagement of this world with our senses has been threatened, and we are very disturbed by that. We have to withdraw to our true nature in a higher plane of existence. What to speak of one war, so many universes will come and go. World War III is a point on a line in a plane in a solid. So that is an expression of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, like a war, not to undermine the sadness and death and all that, but in the big scheme of things, it's nothing. The Himalaya is nothing. That is all things that are material things, they come and go. That is not what is important. This whole universe is not important with the whole AI and all the cloning. That is not important. It is important what we are doing as a soul, as being a particle of Krishna, a particle of God. What are we doing with our life to get rid of suffering, to get rid of ignorance, to get rid of illusion? What illusion means suffering. To get rid of desires. What means in Buddhism they say, what is suffering? What is a sin? That is desires. Understanding that all these desires, they have to see what it is. Desire, well, money, fame, beautiful partner, popularity, knowledge, all these things. If there is not Krishna involved, it is a waste of time. It is dilly-dallying in the world. It is meandering. You see, especially when it is summertime, you see people on a holiday meandering in the world, having a beer here, early in the mornings, 11 o'clock, having a beer, thinking that is really nice, talking about, whatever comes in the mind. For a devotee wants something interesting, something, what is giving me Raja Vidya, nourishment for the soul, something where the heart has to be implied. With Krishna, the heart has to be implied. The heart is the main thing that we navigate with. is the antenna of the world. Like in a material sense, we can say male and female come together with the heart and produce a baby. It's in a material sense. I'm not talking about how, how things can go good or go bad. Not that. But the heart is involved. The heart of us is the motor, huh?
Compass.
The compass. There's another word of compass that is interesting that you say. Faith. Like for example, when we are on the wide sea, right? The big wide sea. We cannot see anything. No ships, no people, no land, nothing. Only water, sea. Then we need a compass, right? To guide us out of where to go. That is faith. And the compass are the lighthouses, the gurus, the scriptures. They come. Here to go, here to go. You don't have to suffer. But you have to become good. You have to become nice. You have to become kind. Why not? All the time you have a choice. Can I lose it? Can I just be annoyed? And can I become angry? And can I lose it in this way, that way? No, some endurance, some inner strength. That is what we have to cultivate. Inner strength. Discipline. Discipline. Reading the books. Making notes. Not being afraid to be alone. Having a little time for yourself. If you're in a family. When we're not in a family, we have a lot of time. Not to be afraid to be alone. It's good to be alone. It's good to focus. So every situation is good. In a family, in a community, in the temple, outside the temple. Just give your attention to Krishna. Give your attention to the Lord who's in you. He says, I'm more your own than you even know. I'm completely in you. In you, everywhere, by my will, everything happens. I'm permeating everything. I'm omnipotent, I'm omnipresent. There's nothing without Krishna in every atom. Because the people who got the intelligence, who make things, it come all from the elements from the earth, from the elements from his creation everywhere. We must try to begin our eternal lives so the maximum degree of our energy, mental energy, physical energy, should be devoted towards that cultivation. We have to withdraw to our true nature in a higher plane of existence. Towards that welfare, the welfare of our true needs, the needs of our soul. It is an interesting time for us to see what is stated in the scriptures, what Kali Yuga is like. Why are we surprised that so many crazy things are taking place? We were told about this 5,000 years ago in the scriptures. It is the nature of this age, and it is something that will continue in this perpetual cycle in the worldly plane. It will go on and on. Sharanagati. Who knows what is Sharanagati?
Surrender. Let me ask ChatGPT.
Huh?
Let me ask ChatGPT.
Self-surrender. Oh, you were not here, Prabhu. But he said something very nice. He came in and he said, oh, I have a new job. I will be a teacher because he's an electronic engineer expert. I will be a teacher in a college and teach them electronica. And he said, yes. And you know what's so interesting? I will teach them about spiritual life. And I thought, wow, that is nice. Especially now we see, you know, the young boys especially, they need guidance. They need an older man, male, who gives some guidance, who gives some attention.
Enlightenment.
What do you say?
Enlightenment.
Exactly. So I was so happy that, and then we got into AI more and more. It is the topic of the town, right, so to say. But it will, you know, we will need our connection with the Lord. They think they will be a God and create now all these new things. And Srila Govindamara said they will when they put their fingers in cloning and thinking they can make some new, then it goes really wrong. That is when it goes really wrong. Anyway, we will see. We will continue with what? What was the word?
Sharanagati.
Sharanagati. Surrender. We have to surrender to something. We have to surrender our heart. The most precious thing. Where do we surrender to? We can surrender in the world to a beautiful lady or whatever, but, you know, surrender to God.
Krishna.
To Krishna. There, that will be our best investment. And the investment is not so nice word, but I mean, it sounds a bit calculative, but our surrender will be our best use of whatever small, if I speak of myself, small, insignificant, unworthy life that I have. Freedom does not mean to go here and there. Freedom means to be perfectly satisfied wherever you are and whatever is going on. This is a very important concept. Whatever the Lord is giving now, when we leave the temple, when we go home, that is my karma, that is my grace upon me, because we cannot see how much thankful we can be. If we are really humble, very thankful, we can go to a house with a roof. We can go to a bed. We have food. These are not small things to think about. We have clothes. We can even, you know, we have bit pocket money. We have so many things. We can go to the temple. So many things He has given us. In the time of the Gaudiya Math was a time when we are going through a time of great upheaval in the time of Saraswati Thakur's preaching. This is Saraswati Thakur. In the time is the beginning of putting Krishna consciousness in, first in India and then from India spreading it all over the world. Mahaprabhu's teachings. There was a whole lineage of gurus and who coming from the spiritual world who were setting this in for us for everybody to eventually relieve their suffering. And that was in a time of a great upheaval, the partition of India in 1947. This is the time of Srila Gurudev joined the Math. He was witness to many things that happened. But the time of Saraswati Thakur's preaching was a bit before that. But there was all this conflict, Gandhi's movement, the British, the friction between the Hindus and the Muslims. All these things were going on. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, we had to preach all these fine and subtle things amidst this period of such a chaos. People were so disturbed in such a gross way. We have a challenge to show them this is the only thing that matters. Can you imagine the time of this upheaval in India, the riots between the Muslims and the Hindus, Gandhi's movement, then the independence of India from the British, great upheaval. And then that great sadhu, he was preaching Mahaprabhu's teachings, all these fine jewels of this is not the world to live in. We have to live in the world of faith, in seeing Krishna everywhere, and correct ourselves of anger and all these nasty things in us. People were so disturbed in such a gross way. We have a challenge to show them this is the only thing that matters. This is the only important thing. The devotee said, but first we must get independence of India. And Srila Saraswati Thakur said, do you want freedom for the senses or freedom of the senses? Do we understand it? It is like, do you want the independence of India, that you can be free of the senses to enjoy your life? Or do you see it in a higher perspective? Like, we want to get rid of these senses who all the time demanding that something like that they have to be fulfilled with, instead of calming the whole system down. You know, eliminating the whole mental system, that's mainly it. Do we understand? Eliminating, dissolving the whole mental system. Yeah?
It would be really nice to dissolve your consciousness and surrender. And
Not the consciousness.
oh, sorry, your
Ego.
And
Yeah.
things like that. But I think in a material world, if your neighbour sees you surrender, they'll take. And I think that's my worry about these teachings, as in how do you draw the line between, because we're all God, like you said, right? As in we're God particle. How do we protect ourselves from neighbours that?
Yeah. They say, this interesting analogy, they say, like if a lady has a lover, right? She does all the activities in the household perfectly, very wonderfully, because in her consciousness she is happy. The same is like, maybe not such a good, I mean, it is a consciousness, like the mental system consists of senses, the subtle body. The body, this is the gross body. We are not the gross body. We are also not the subtle body. That is the senses, the mind, the intelligence, and the ego. That is the subconscious of the mental system. But that is the material consciousness. The consciousness, the spiritual consciousness, is that I'm soul, I work, you know, in the material world. I have all these people who talk a lot of nonsense, whatever they do, or I have a family where maybe not everybody is very advanced in Krishna consciousness. You do a little bit that, but then you have your me time, where you study, where you do, but also in that work time and in the family, you offer everything to Krishna. You offer everything what you do, you offer to Krishna. And you don't have to talk about the uninteresting things. You give a little bit. You know, sometimes you have to give a little bit, and they say, "Oh, I have to go." And if they think you're a bit weird, who cares? You know. Is that enough? Yeah. And you can gauge it as much, but inside you have that well that you want to cultivate. You have your relationship with the Lord. And by chanting, you show him your love, your attention. By reading, you show him you want to learn more about him. You want to cultivate a relationship. So that is dissolving the lower planes. That's what I mean with the attachment of all the senses. They can hop like grasshoppers. They go here and there and here and there. Not important. That is dissolving the mental system. Who can, if you like something and you do it a lot, you can be addicted to it, right? It can cause you can become homeless because of it. It can cause your death. That's what I mean. You have to make the choices of, not getting too involved in things that you like so much, because they have a reaction. And in spiritual world, everything is coming from you giving, and then you receive in a pure way. So that is what Saraswati Thakur said. Do you want freedom for the senses, or do you want freedom from the senses? We want freedom of the senses, who are like grass hopping all the time. Oh, I like that. Oh, this is nice. Or calming the whole system down. Hare Krishna, my Lord. This is your inferior, illusionary nature, manifestation. His nature is completely spiritual. Even if the whole world is on fire, nothing is more important than this. All your necessities will be met by serving Krishna. So, we have seen the fires. And, nothing, even in that situation, nothing is more important than serving Krishna. So this is a very high plane of faith. We are very unfortunate souls. We don't have that faith, but we need to keep perspective and try to regulate our minds in a higher positive and progressive spiritual direction. Sharanagati is?
Surrender.
Yeah, self-surrender. Is the answer. In Prapana Jivanamrita, all the answers are here. Whatever doubts or disturbance we have, this is the most developed teaching, most developed ideology of life. Yeah, I've seen that in my life. When I was so upset emotionally, I thought, wow, what happened? Then it means, first of all, it's not the others, it's not the environment, it is me. It has come to me. The problem has come. I have to encounter this problem or this abuse or whatever it is, this emotional situation, and I have to deal with it in the most humble way. Not to get upset, not to get frustrated, not to get angry. It has come to me, And actually I have to embrace it. Embrace the pain, the sadness, the anger, and then it burns to me that I see. It's about me. I have to adjust to it. I have to harmonize it. It's a deep consideration. It's never about the others. It is always about me. How do I adjust and how do I harmonize? And then Srila Govinda Maharaj, there's always hope. Krishna is there for the hope. Faith is the ultimate positivity. With faith that it is me, that the Lord is in control, everything can be harmonized. This is a world of problems. We are by nature problem makers. To solve problems here and there will not do. We have to ask ourselves, what is the actual problems? Death is the fundamental problem of this world. And the answer is given in Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. You don't die. The body dies. The soul does not die. The soul is eternal. The spiritual path is the path of transformation on which we have nothing to lose except what? Our illusions. Isn't that funny? I read it again. The spiritual path is the path of transformation. All the time transformation. All the time adjusting. All the time harmonizing. All the time with our humility coming to the root problem is me, on which we have nothing to lose except our illusions. But since we are 99% made up of illusions, we are embarked on a long or short journey to our true self. It depends what journey we choose. My prayer is that these talks of Harikatha will continue. Let this wave of Hari Kirtan not be obstructed. This is pertaining to the truth. We need to steady ourselves in remembrance of these teachings and these limbs of Sharanagati. Having confidence in the Lord's protection. This is a cheating idea to think, oh Lord will save me from all these troubles in this world. This world is by nature a troublesome place, and we don't belong here. This is not the deepest expression of the Lord's grace to save you from the physical distress. Of course, I don't want to be dismissive of the fears and anxieties we all have and many persons have, and the genuine struggles persons go through. We are sympathetic with that, and at some time, we have to keep the spiritual vision. Whatever experience we are going through in these physical bodies and the plane of our mind and intellect and senses, it is far away from who we really are. I think we discussed all this today, right? From the mind, from the senses, from the body, from the problems. It's all, concentrated in me. It's about me. How I deal with it? In a way that I see Krishna is everywhere. It's all about Krishna. It is not about the senses, what I see, what I do, the physical world, the fires, the world wars, the AI, no. Nothing of that. It is me, my relationship with my beloved Lord, and He loves me. Nobody loves me more than He. And He has given me already so much, I have to show Him that. I have to show Him that I want Him, I belong to Him. I want nothing more than that in my life. Because all the other things is illusion and is a waste of time. Dilly-dallying meandering in the world of wasting time. No. So do not blame the environment and see some responsibility for ourselves, and on a deeper level to see the Lord's grace. All the problems is the Lord's grace to show you there is where you're at. There's where you get emotional. That's where you get angry and sad. But that you have to look deeper. Here is where you can make your transformation in enduring, being, they like that word nowadays, stoic. You know that word stoic? Be a bit like, I can deal with it. I can endure it. I will make something good out of it. That's a challenge, but it's a real nice one. It's totally not about me. Push me aside. I'm here to do good. We have come out to try for the highest thing and make the best of a bad bargain. But we prefer to worship, many people worship several things, ultimately all coming from the Lord. Everything comes from the Lord. But we prefer to worship Krishna and Mahaprabhu. So beautiful. Those who worship the devas or the gods will go to the gods. Those who worship the ghosts will go to the ghosts. Those who worship the ancestors will go to the ancestors. And those who worship me will come to me. Swami Maharaj told to Gurudev when he told people will worship Ma Kali, those who worship Mother Kali and her associates, she lives in a cremation ground, and her associates are ghosts and goblins. And what does Kali live on? On blood. And there are more details if you like. So if you like that, you can go there. But we prefer to go to Krishna. He likes to eat butter and cheese and lots of tasty things, sandash and rasagulas. Krishna has many beautiful girlfriends and likes to play in the forest and herd cows. We prefer to worship Krishna. And if you like to worship Kali, that's okay. And you will go to stay with Kali. Hare Krishna. And when you worship Krishna, you will go to stay with Krishna. People are searching for something, and according to their Sukriti, what is Sukriti?
Self-sacrifice.
No, that is Sharanagati.
Okay.
Sukriti?
Spiritual merit.
Yes. The accumulated pious activities that ultimately bring us to good direction. But if we come to the temple, if we serve in the temple, then we get Sukriti. Sukriti is more than pious activity. Sukriti is something like eternal. That's the eternal spiritual credit that will always stay with us. That's like solid. It's the quintessence of reality. That's Sukriti. We need that. So, that is the highest level of understanding. The Lord is the last bit. The Lord is always there, even when we are in ignorance. He is always there. That's why He sends His agents here, the Vaishnavas. They are wandering in this world just to distribute Sukriti, to give their blessings to the lost souls in this world. The Lord Himself is coming here from time to time. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to spread His mercy of the holy name. There is gradation everywhere, and our prayer is that all souls come in contact with this divine wave, but not everybody can immediately go there. Whatever their conception is, that they are open to higher truth, then they gradually make progress to higher and higher conceptions. Okay, we stop here. Jai. Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. All the Vaishnavas who are so fortunate, ki jai. Very happy to be here together with each other. So what is Sukriti then?
Sukriti, it's your path, the which you accumulated, like a good karma.
Yeah, very good. But it is a bit better. That is like already when you have contact with the with the Krishna devotees, like you do already service, you come already to the temple. So yeah.
So you must have done it previously or previous life in order to follow the path of Krishna, because otherwise you just, if you don't have Sukriti, that means you will say, oh, show me the proof of the God exists.
Yeah.
Let me see the photo, because you don't have the Sukriti.
Exactly.
If you do have Sukriti, if you accumulated it previously or from a previous incarnation, that means you open up the book and you're yeah, I understand.
Very good, very good. And Sharanagati?
Self-sacrifice.
Good.
It's very cool, isn't it?
Oh. She's bringing smartphone.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Hare Krishna. Hello.
How are you? Good.
I was applying for jobs. I saw the college in London.
Long time, Hare Krishna.
Just outside Islam. So they said, and then the agent, I said, how much time do I have to think? He's like, we need an answer like right now. I'm like,
Hello.
yes.
Hello.
That's going through application.
Very good. Okay, so just for our thing.
If I come in the class and they're like, boo,
me?
boo,
Oh, you've done it already?
they're going to be one. What I've seen, by far, I was doing micro teaching. They were engaged.
Oh, the big one.
Surprised, yeah, because I was thinking.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Hare నువ్వు అట్లా పడుకోవద్దు వచ్చినమ్మా నువ్వు అక్క లెక్క పడుకోవాలి నానైతే ఇట్లా
Wake up! What is doing for long time?
ఫోటో తీసుకో అక్కడ నిలబడండి ఇద్దరు చుట్టమా తొందరగా వెళ్ళు ఫోటో తీస్తున్నాం వెళ్ళు తొందరగా చిట్టమ్మా ఒక్కొక్క సాంగ్స్ ఓకే చిట్టమ్మ ఇచ్చుడు చిట్టమ్మ ప్లీజ్ నాన్న సరే మమ్మీ అడుగుతుంది నీ ఫోటో ఇది చూడమ్మా రండి పోదండి కింద